This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, welcome back. So now here in this session, I'll cover a very important topic called withholding tax. Guys, first of all, what is this withholding tax? And then I'll explain like what is this withholding tax theoretically, and then we'll see like how the configurations are going to be, done in SAP, and then I'll perform the testing part as well. So if you talk about withholding tax, guys, what is this withholding tax? So look at here. Withholding tax means the tax deducted at source by the payer of income. In the sense, like, let's suppose, just take an example of income tax, guys. Throughout the world, income tax is the best example of this withholding tax. It means you are giving your services to a particular organization. You're working, you are the employee of a particular organization. What does it mean, guys? There is a contract between you and the organizations that, okay, you are going to give your services, and in turn, the organization is going to make your payment. They're going to pay you in terms of salary. So whenever they are going to make the payment of your salary, what is happening? Certain portion of the salary is going to be retained by the organization in the form of tax. So that is called withholding tax. It is also called retention tax. It is also called TDS. In India, it is called TDS. There might be in other countries also might be, it might be called TDS and all, I don't know. But these all are the name of withholding tax itself. Whether you say withholding tax, TDS, retention tax, what is this? These all are same thing. So here, in the sense, whoever the payer of income is there, in the sense, in your case, like I quoted the example of salary, right? So in this case, the employer is the payer of income. So employer is going to, so here what is happening, guys? Employer is going to deduct or retain certain person in the form of tax, and that is going to be requested to the tax department. So now what is happening, guys? Here generally withholding tax. So now most likely what is happening, guys, here in SAP. So here in SAP, like, not only income, guys, multiple other services are also there, which is like taxable. I'm not talking about the service tax. Like, let's suppose if anybody is giving the services and all, they are going to send you the invoice, and along with that, service tax is going to be charged. That is what the service tax. Look at here, the government, guys, from both sides they are charging the taxes. One side, like whoever is giving the services, that guy is going to send you the invoice along with the service tax, right? And now what will happen? Once you make the payment to this the service vendor, in that case you have to make payment, and you also have to return certain amount in the form of taxes. So the benefit of the government, from both sides they are eating the taxes amount in the form of taxes. Now anyway, so service tax is a part of indirect. Like in India we are having like GST, or else like even in other countries also, like different taxes will be there, guys. The name of the taxes will be different, right? But if you talk about, like, it is a tax itself. Certain part is going to be retained, certain part is going to be deducted. And how this deduction is going to happen, guys, that I'll show you. So configurations will be like, the percentage may differ, but the configuration steps almost everywhere it will be same. Slight differences will be there, like for some countries there might be a country specific settings, right? So we are not going to discuss about those 1% and 2%. I'm talking about the whatever the standard setting is there, which is applicable throughout the world, no matter whether you are in UK or USA or Australia or New Zealand, or like what to say, Brazil, Argentina, wherever it is, right? India, Pakistan, wherever you are, doesn't matter. So now here, standard settings we are going to discuss. So this is what withholding tax is called, indirect tax actually. Okay, now here again, the thing is, like, if you talk about the taxes at broader level, it is going to be segregated in two parts: direct tax and indirect tax, right? So again, here, like, if you want to know more about this direct tax and indirect tax, what is the differences, which taxes will come, is a part of your coming under direct tax, which taxes are coming under indirect tax, and also for that, multiple blogs you may find on Google. If you are interested to learn more, you can refer those blogs and all, guys. Here a simple overall, like what to say, explanations I'm going to give about this withholding tax, and then I'll show you how the configuration is going to happen. So withholding tax means what? Look at here, withholding tax means the tax is deducted at source by the payer of income. It is also called retention tax because certain portion is going to be retained by the payer of income. Let's suppose we are taking certain services, like we have taken the service, say for example, one audit firm is there, which is providing services to Tata Motor. So when we are going to make payment to that audit firm, because every month audit firm is going to send certain invoices going to be sent by audit firm that okay, this month this is the amount. So when we make payment out of, like, let's suppose 1 lakh or like let's suppose 50,000 or 10,000, whatever worth of invoice we have received, out of which, like, if as per it's not like that we can apply any percentage. The percentage will be anyway, it is going to be defined by, in different countries, different percentage will be there, right? Different countries, different percentage will be there. So as per the the tax department, whatever their norms and conditions are there, as per their percentage, whatever they have defined the percentage and all, as per that we have to retain certain amount. 10% means if the total invoice amount is 10,000, so 1,000 you have to deduct in the form of withholding tax, in the form of retention tax, in the form of TDS, in the form of, like, any name could be different, guys, but this is what the total overall concept. So it is going to be deducted, right? Now, so TDS is going to be deducted on multiple different kind of services are there, guys, and based on the nature of services, a different percentage is going to be deducted. In that also, like, country wise, multiple other conditions also will be there. Let's suppose this is on salary, different percentage, on commissions, different percentage, brokerage, rent, fee for professional and technical services. So multiple different kind of services are there, guys, and on those services, different kind of tax is going to be deducted. Say for example, rent means, like, a particular building, Tata Motor has taken a particular land they have taken on lease, or every month they are going to pay certain amount. So that, like, that land they have taken, so again, this land belongs to an individual or it belongs to a particular organization. If it belongs to an individual, a different percentage is going to be applicable. If it belongs to a particular organization, then different percentage is applicable, right? Now again, individual means what will happen, the guy is from, like, if that person is a citizen of that particular country, right, or NRI, it is like some it belongs to a different country, so in that case also different percentage is going to be applicable, right? So multiple such kind of conditions will be there, guys, and as per conditions the percentage is going to be changed, right? So now look at here, look here what is happening, guys. Certain sections I have specified, that sections under 194, sorry, 192, 194C, 194H, 194I. Likewise, in every country, certain procedure is there, certain rules and regulations will be there, and as per that, the taxes are going to be applicable. And then, as for, like, if you talk about the payment to the contractor, so what kind of percentage are applicable? For individual 1%, for others, in the sense other than individual means it's an organization. So if it is an organization, then 2% is going to be, TDS is going to be deducted, in the sense withholding tax is going to be deducted. So these details is available, it is going to be specified under this sections 194C. Again, for commission and brokerage, all the details will be there under these sections. For rent, 194I is there. Likewise, country wise, multiple different conditions are there. Now here, what I mean to say, if you know, it's okay, and even if you don't know also, it's okay. Why? Because if you do the configurations, what percentage supposed to be deducted, these all things are going to be specify your client. Okay, let's suppose, like, TDS on rent. So TDS on rent, again, if it is an individual, different. If it is an organization, different. Now individual also, if the rent is, like, being charged on is being collected on this plant and machinery, different percentage. For buildings, furniture fittings, different percentage will be there, right? So likewise, these all conditions are going to be explained by your client, and they will let you know that for rent, these are the 4% which is going to be deducted. These are the 3% which is applicable. So those many, if they're saying that these are the 4 different percentage, could be applicable in certain conditions, right? So how many percentage we are going to define, guys? So we have to define different tax code for that. What is this tax code is going to be explained in details, guys. I'll like we'll do the configuration and see it. Okay. And generally withholding tax. So here what is happening, most likely whatever the deductions are happening, guys, these deductions are going to happen on vendor, and that is why most likely people are going to keep this withholding tax as a part of what to say, account payable. In certain cases it is applicable on customers also, guys, but mostly it is going to be deducted from vendors and all, and that is why this is going to be kept as a in the here in account payable. So anyway, whether it is going to be whether I'm going to keep it under account payable or I'll keep it separately, that doesn't matter. Here you need to understand the concept. You need to know how to how we are going to do the configurations, and whichever configurations are there, what kind of logic is there behind those configurations. These things you need to understand, isn't it? Because if you check about the course contents, right, the course contents are quite confusing. Everybody are going to that if you talk about the sequence of the topic, somebody is going to maintain a different sequence, somebody is going to maintain a different sequence. I am going to create enterprise structure, basic setting, then GL setting, then account payable, account receivable, like that. Somebody is going to do the enterprise structure and basic setting, and after that GL setting, and instead of account payable they can start account receivable, or else they will not start account payable and account receivable, they will start asset management, or else they'll start multiple like different settings they can start. So everybody are having their own sequence and all they are going to follow, but here that doesn't matter, right? What sequence you are going to follow. Here the only thing matters is like how well and good knowledge you are having about these all topics. That matters. Whatever sequence you want to follow, you can follow. But as I told you, like whichever sequence I'm following, guys, most likely everywhere in real time, if you are the part of implementations and all, these are the sequence we are following. Why? Because there is a dependencies, guys, right? If I say it's like GL setting, after GL setting, what will happen? You have to perform some testing, in the sense you have to post the documents and all, right? So if you don't, so before that, what is the prerequisites for GL setting, guys? You must have to configure the enterprise structure and basic setting. Then the third step, GL setting, and then you can perform the testing, right? If you have to perform, like if you are going for account payable, then for account payable, what is the prerequisites? For account payable, enterprise structure, basic setting, and GL setting. These three are the prerequisites, or else it is not possible to configure account payable. Right? That is what I'm saying, guys. So logically, you need to know, because if you're going to set up account payable, why GL setting is required? Because if you're going to set up a vendor, in vendor master, what is happening? You have to give a reconciliation account. This reconciliation account is nothing but a GL account. So if you don't set up this reconciliation account, if you don't create this GL master, then you won't be able to create the vendor master. And if you're not able to create the vendor master, then how account payable entire the testing itself is incomplete, right? So here, in order to set up a vendor master, first of all, you have to create a reconciliation account. So in order to create a reconciliation account, what will happen, guys? GL setting must be completed, right? And in order to complete the GL setting and all, first of all, enterprise structure and basic setting must be there. So look at here the dependencies one by one. That's what I say, is that whatever sequence I am following, better to follow this sequence itself, guys. This is the best sequence, which is, yeah, like once you become a consultant, you'll come to know each and everything, right? So now here we are talking about withholding tax. So withholding tax is nothing but a direct tax, right? Now here multiple settings are there. We have to define tax type, we have to define tax codes and all, and even like GL accounts need to be, like if you talk about here accounting entry, right? So accounting entry is also whenever you are going to post any invoice, in that like vendor is going to be credited, your expense GL is going to be debited, right? At the same time, your what do you say, withholding tax related GL also supposed to be created, that is also going to be credited, because the tax, whatever, see, I'll show you one accounting entry, and next session I'll in next what is the session, I'll start the configurations. So here the simple accounting entry, let's suppose rent. Okay, rent is also taxable services, right? Here, like if you're going to make payment for this rent and all, so TDS supposed to be, in the sense withholding tax supposed to be deducted. So now here what is happening, guys? Rent account is debited. Okay, what up? 1000. but your vendor is going to be credited. Vendor account is going to be credited. Account is credited, guys. So it is going to be credited instead of 1000 during invoice itself. Here in SAP, what is happening, guys? Now the rule, it's not like that during payment we are going to make. So here the tax department says, or the whatever the government authority says, no. The thing is, like, if we are going to post invoice right now, so if this is the case, right, and the payment you are going to make after 6 months, then do you think that the tax department or the government is going to wait for the 6 months for these taxes and all? They will say no. Whether you receive payment after 6 months, 1 year, it doesn't matter. But what you have to do, you have to deduct the invoices and you have to make payment within a month, right? So during invoices itself, what is happening? The tax is going to be deducted. So during invoice, this is what the accounting entry for invoice, right? So now here, if tax is going to be deducted, then vendor is going to be credited with, let's suppose, 10% tax, withholding tax. So vendor is going to be credited with this amount, and then here withholding tax GL, withholding tax GL, withholding tax account is going to be credited with what? It is going to be credited with 100. It is going to be credited with 100. So here. So now what will happen, guys? So there will be an open item for this vendor worth of 900 only. The open item will be there worth of 900 only, and this what to say 100 we have deducted in the form of tax. So later on, once we have to make payment to the vendor, since we are having open item worth of 900, so how much we are liable to pay to the vendor? Only 900 payment is going to be made. 100 rupees we have deducted. 100 rupees was deducted in the form of withholding tax. That person, in the sense 10%, we have retained with us, and that is going to be paid to the tax department. So for that, again, if depends upon Tata Motor, they will make the payment and they are going to post a normal JV. Okay, that this is what the tax we have paid. But vendor is going to be, so look at here, the open item for vendor open item 900 only, so the payment is going to be released worth of 900 itself. Vendor has sent you an invoice worth 1000 rupees, but here the actual payment is going to be made of 900 because 10% TDS you have to deduct. 10% withholding tax you have to deduct, right? So how it is, this automatic deduction is going to happen, guys, and even GL account is also going to be triggered by system automatically. So how this GL account is going to be triggered and all this, I'll let you know. That I'll let you know in the configurations, in the sense how we are going to configure these things. That is explained in the next session. Okay, so that's all in this session, guys.